Welcome back to the Olga S. Perez Show. I'm your host, Olga. How you doing? How's everybody doing? How was your weekend? Just, you know, in the times that we're living in, right? With all this crazy stuff that's literally playing out like we're all part of a movie. But I got a special live for you guys today. A lot of people didn't know. I'll be honest with you. I didn't either until our good friend, Mr. Tom McDonald, posted, and I was like, oh, that's it. You know me about men. And it's men's mental health month. Did you know? And of course, speaking of men, here's a man that's going through, as much as he doesn't like it to be public, Steven Crowder. I got an article about his divorce. We're going to get into that. Not because I'm spilling the tea, just because, remember, of course, I have some pushback on my opinions, but again, it's my perspective, right? Hello, hello. That's the Old Gas Press Show, giving you my perspective, my reaction, right? In fact, if it's your first time here, awesome to have you. And if you've been here before, welcome back, my love. Make sure to smash that like button if you're just happy to see me. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share this content. That's the most important. I'm live on Twitter, on Rumble, and right here on the Boob Tube. And for those who don't know, yeah, so yeah, anyway, I've kind of put some of the what else I'm going to talk to because it's also Pride Month, but we're going to talk about the rainbow. And I will be surprised if any of you actually know something that about the flag. Anyway, all right. I'm going to get into all that, and then I'm going to wrap it up with a live, real, raw reaction of Ren's suicide video. That he had this whole thing because, like, they blocked his video and whatnot, so he had to spell suicide different. So I'm surprised. Well, actually, I don't even know if I shouldn't have even said the word suicide because, the boob tube and the algorithms. But anyway, the party. The tea party, if you want to call it that, is getting started now. Hi, I'm Olga S. Perez, coming at you live, unleashing the power of perspective, one reaction at a time. I've been a life strategist for over 20 years, and I'm here to share my insights on trending topics, current news, and music videos that we all want to talk about with love and humor. Do-do-do, do-do-do. We got to have some fun. Sharing perspective with love and humor. Who's with me already? Let me say hello to you real quick. In fact, I forgot to do a couple of my intros. Like, I always like to, what's going on? Trying to post, come on now. What's going on? See my eyes crossing? It's like, why is this not working? Come on, God. Help a sister out. Help a kid out here. I was trying to do my signature emoji, the heart, okay? It's the heart, and then the prayer hand with bolts. That's my other one, right? So, yeah. Let me check out Rumble too. Hello, the Rational Texan. Great to see you. Hope you're having a fabulous day. Yeah. So, where do I start? Well, let's start where how I found out about today's okay. All right. Okay, now it's working, apparently. Weird shit happening, weird stuff. Look at me, I'm already foot clamped. Why am I foot clamped? We just got started. Okay. I'm going to screen share our boy and how I found out today. I see it says, like, I see the short and it says Pride Month. I'm like, ooh, let's see what he has to say about Pride Month. Here we go.
As everyone knows, is Pride Month. I just want to say, if the woke mob and all of these corporations really wanted to empower the LGBTQ community, they would have did so back when their support had real consequences. It might have been righteous if Target stood next to gay people back when that meant their stores would have been trashed or shut down altogether. But standing proudly with the LGBTQ community in 2023 for 30 days only, it doesn't feel rad. It feels trendy. And the trend is woke capitalists charading as allies to a community that they really don't give a about, just so they can suck up every rainbow dollar on earth for 30 days. It's also Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and I've barely heard 2 words about that. You think we could spend just a little more time focusing on men's mental health? Because honestly, with all this woke bull being crammed down our throats all the time, it's enough to make a man go crazy. You know, men, those people who build our bridges, stand our buildings, dig our ditches, fight our fires, protect our communities, and serve in our militaries. How about we have a little pride in our men's mental health? Boom. As everyone knows.
How perfect was that? This guy, he's just a lyrical, whether it's in a song or not. You know, I like this guy, our little friend, Tom McDonald. So with that little intro, I started this whole, I heard he had the Steven Crowder thing set up because, again, I know everyone's like, you can't judge on a, 3-minute Ring video. And I'm like, well, if you follow your instinct and your intuition, your natural God-given, our creator's amazing GPS, it's actually always spot on when you use it and you exercise it like any muscle. Okay? All right. Whether you like it or not, don't shoot the messenger. Okay? So for everyone out there, trigger warning, just bear with me. This article, maybe you found it, maybe you read it. We're gonna crack that down. But before I do that, you know how I like to either do like the meme of the day, video of the day. And I found one today. It just popped up in my feed on Instagram. And I really don't go on Instagram much. I should. I've been doing more Twitter. Follow me on Twitter if you haven't already. But this thing popped up and I was like, oh, I'm going to share that with you. And I hope you feel the same way I do when I watched it. And I watched it like twice. I can't. Like, it just makes me feel all kinds of stuff. Here we go. Let me see. Okay. You're like, what's this? Let me tell you something. It makes me feel all kinds of stuff. I'm going to refresh the page, making sure we all see everything, we hear everything. Okay. Oh, where's the audio? One more time. Oh. Olé! Oh! Look at that move! Hey! Olé! Olé! Toma! Look at that girl in a suit. That's some badass shit right there. That is some badass shit. Simple. They're like in a class. You know what I'm saying? Not even like in a major stage with a major performance. Oh man. I hope you guys felt it the way I feel it. Oof. I just want to play it over and over again. Yeah, baby. Oof. I started following them. I'm like, oh, my kind, my kind. Ole. Ugh. I thought it was a great way to start today. Don't you think so? What's up, everybody who's with me already in the live chat? Hello, Pure Blood. Buenos dias, y'all. Hey, Michael Cox. Welcome. Great to see you guys. Who's that? It was Sarita Shamira. I was thinking about you today. I swear, every time I think about you, pop up. We got a connection, girl. Good to see you. Hope all is well. Hey, Pure Blood, you loved it. What's up? Oh, arriba. Oh, man. So, ahoy, RVA. Welcome. Hello. Okay. Well, that's the kickoff, but I got to plug in. Like, reading a lot of comments, I get so many comments that are like, hey, I get a lot of many times, which I like. I mean, I thank you guys all for your love and your comments, even the negative comments or the not so positive comments. I appreciate it all. Thank you very much. I'm always here to improve, and I appreciate you. But you could always say something kind of negative, but in a nice way. I've been pretty lucky so far. Anyway, I want to share this with you guys because whenever, like, say somebody sees a Tom McDonald reaction, I'm like, and they'll request more of his songs, and 9 times out of 10, I've already done one of the songs that they're requesting after viewing one of my Tom McDonald reaction videos. So, guys, I have a playlist of reactions. I was thinking eventually I'm going to break them down to like each artist because I've done now several artists and I've done several of their music video reactions. So I'm thinking about, like say one for Tom McDonald, one for Ren, one for, Ryan Upchurch and so forth. But for now, it's all in the playlist and the reaction. Check it out. And then if you don't see that I've already done the reaction, definitely, put it out there. And of course, I have the description and the description below, all the ways that you can request a song to get it to happen sooner than later, for example, or that I don't miss it. Because it's believe it or not, it's not easy to find if I don't write them down or see them right away. And then if you haven't become a member, become a member. This is my locals community. It's a family. Join me. It supports my work, supports me here on all the channels. And it really is much more intimate and completely uncensored. For real. It's a coffee a month. You know what I mean? Like if you bought me a drink, you'd have to spend more money. But either way, you can also, just follow or donate whatever you want. Like, again, and I thank you all for your love and support. The links are also in the description below. And who hasn't seen my merch store? I mean, come on. I'm collaborating with somebody who created that just for me. Check that out. Isn't that awesome? And so, I take your pick. I got several different styles, colors, this would be like the classic brand, right? But there's so many. Check it out. You see that, right? That's when you become a member on YouTube, you got those emojis and that's one of them. Our special how you doing emoji. So check that out, guys. Let me know what you think. But most importantly, part of the proceeds, obviously all the proceeds, well, most of the proceeds are to fund this channel. So again, maybe you want to give a gift, maybe not just for yourself. Think about it's a great gift, but it supports the channel. And specifically with the design that I was just showing you guys on the front page, the creator of that, he only makes money. He collaborated with me and only I give him a percentage for every item that's sold with this design that he designed specifically for me and for this channel. So you're not just helping me, you're helping other people. And that's what I want to keep doing. I want to keep hiring people and collaborating with people and, creating jobs and creating opportunities. to say the least, right? So check that out, guys. And on 4th of July, only on 4th of July, there's 23% off of everything. Just saying. But don't wait. But yeah, maybe you want to do a big purchase. And 4th of July, talk about my favorite holiday in the sense of freedom. Independence Day. Independence, freedom. I'm free. I'm free from you assholes. Oh, yeah. So thank you in advance for your support. Greatly appreciate it. Oh, you love that apron, Mike? Cool, right? I do too. There's not one that I wouldn't wear. And I mean, can you imagine? It's a great, party piece, like a barbecue piece. You wear that apron. You got my, the how you doing? And people are walking in your house, and they're like, how you doing? I mean, it's awesome. Trust me. I need to wear it for one of my shows for sure. I've been thinking about, like, should I wear the hats? So I start wearing the hats. I honestly wanted to just use the mug, and I have not decided which mug I should have, or should I just, have all of them and then kind of switch them up. So I wasn't sure, because for brand reasons, I should just have the regular, the Olga S show, right? For the purpose of branding. But anyway, guys, help me out. All your input, all your thoughts matter. Maybe I should put a vote up. You know what? I just thought about that. I didn't think about that before. I'll put a vote up. Get you guys feedback that way. So let's start with God, you know what? I had so much that I'm like, I'm not going to be able to chew everything. So let's start with Steven Crowder, and then we'll go into the mental health. I really want to get started. Maybe I start. Should I start with the rainbow and the flag? My insight on that? Let's do that, because that's not going to take long. Let's do that. All right. Hold on. So, does anybody know about chakras? Okay. Do you know about chakras? That's funny how when you see a rainbow, right? Sometimes we see a double rainbow. Sometimes we see the colors more vivid than other times, right? But if you look at the chakras, the root chakra is red. But has anybody ever noticed that on the gay pride flag, the red is on the top and the purple, the head, is on the bottom? I love my gay people, no problem. But I'm going to tell you, what an interesting fact that the guy who created the flag, which is, so there's tons of articles about the truth about the rainbow flag. But you know what? I go, okay, but who started it, right? So this guy right here, this guy, and his name is Gilbert Baker. And he created that rainbow flag in 1978. How many do you know that fact? Did you know that? But the thing is, I haven't found, like, they'll talk about him, right? There's biography of Gilbert Baker, as you can see here, right? The history. But I haven't seen anywhere in, like, these main, because all these articles are basically setting him up like what a great guy. But why did he invert the rainbow? Why did he invert the root chakra? I mean, that's, for people that believe in Satan and Satanism, everything is inverted, the opposite of God, right? So do you really think that he created that flag just because, okay, since we're different, and we're, we don't go through with like the majority and the norm of heterosexual beings, then I'm going to flip it so that we have our own kind of rainbow kind of chakra thing, right? On a positive note, like, could be that simple. But I find it so interesting that it's literally inversion. I don't care how you dice this, whether they admit it or not. So I would invite you, if you want, to do your own research and read. But I'm just saying, for Pride Month and for people that are gay, And I love the rainbow. And when I said it in the last few lives, one of the lives where I said the rainbow got hijacked, that's because of all the, LGBTQ plus, whatever. That's the hijack part, the cult side. It's got nothing for me to do with gay people, the LGB, right? Like it was for most of the time, for many, many years. But it's the inversion that I'm going, who inspired this guy to do that? Isn't that interesting? So, like this article says, oh, the rainbow flag has increasingly gained popularity. See, but I'm going, no, I want to know facts about this flag. Okay, we already know it was created for the gay community. But again, why upside down? Each color of the rainbow flag has a special meaning. You see what I'm saying? But I'm not seeing why'd they flip it over. And my point is that even if those people that are following the flag, that love the flag, that identify with the flag, I'm sure they mostly don't know. Like because a lot of them that I know, they go to Reiki for Reiki sessions and healing and meditation, and they're, Kundalini, and, they're trying to be centered and Zen and be a higher wisdom and a higher vibration, right? Especially when you have, a lifestyle, whether it's gay or any other lifestyle, that's in any way tumultuous or maybe not that healthy, or that it goes against the grain, or again, it could be, politics or family problems, right? And you want to be able to manage that, right? Manage your stress. But I know for a fact that when I mentioned this to my gay friends, they didn't put two and two together at all. And they were just like, yeah, why? I'm like, you see, I'm telling you, like, explain that one to me. It's just not positive. I just don't think that it's positive and that it helps them. And not to mention that having pride is not a good thing. Pride to like stand up for yourself when somebody's picking on you, fine. But pride is one of the 7 sins, right? And it doesn't even matter if you believe in the Bible or Christianity. We all know, or we've all experienced either with ourselves or other people in our lives, on when someone has pride and they can't say they're sorry, for example. That's a classic, right? So I wanted to talk about this because I wanted to help. I wanted to help, like, those that are all about the flag, this flag, and how, things are not always what they appear. And it's funny how, like this flag, right? Because this is like the plus, right? But there's no rainbow that looks like that. So is it the rainbow or is it not? And this Gilbert guy, he wasn't the one that made the new updated, flag, right? With the plus. But yeah. So that's what I'm going to say about Pride Month. Is do you know who created the flag and why and where you got the inspiration? Oh my God, I almost said expiration. Ooh, was that like a psychic moment I'm having and there's going to be an expiration? My point is, they could do better. If I was managing their brand, I would do better. I would make it more positive because this is not positive. That's all I'm saying. I don't care how pretty the colors are. That's it. Done. Moving forward. And because this group, does suffer with, like any other group with mental health issues, but man, it's like Tom McDonald said, let's talk about men's health awareness. So here's a little stat that, you never know. I don't take these things and think, oh, it's exactly right. Like this infographic. I mean, is it 100%? I didn't do the research to really see. And most, statistics aren't always 100% correct, But let's talk about, let's share this. So June is Men's Health Month. And here's a 5-minute guide to men's mental health. I do like the display. So the US male population is 151,781,326, right? You can see it. Males affected by depression per year is 6 million. That's a lot of men. And so, yeah, like Tom said, all this Pride Month thing, you know what? Let's talk about Men's Mental Health Month, okay? Because you think that they're getting all the attention and there is more men than that group in a whole. And we need men to be healthy, just like we need women to be healthy. But I feel like you men have such a heavy load and get the least amount of attention. And that's just a recipe for disaster. So here we go. 5 major mental health problems affecting men. Depression. Over 6 million men suffer from depression per year. Male depression often goes undiagnosed. And the first thing that came to mind when I read that was, yeah, because even a classic guy, like a classic male stereotype, any doctor will tell you that they don't really look after their health much. You know, it takes forever to get a guy to go to the doctor, right? Even to get like a physical, right? A simple checkup. Like guys, women are more likely like, oh, there's a problem or something's not right. Go to the doctor. And it's usually like the wives or the girlfriends, you know, that get the guy to go. So I'm like, okay, of course. And again, and that's all part of the culture. And it's got nothing to do with if the guy is, you know, seems like he's weak if he goes to the doctor. No, it's just they are worried. Work. It's like work. I keep hearing work in my head. Like that's the main thing that runs through a man's mind. And then, of course, getting laid. But work. Work. It's huge. I can't tell you how many men I've seen that when they lose their job, if all ages, by the way, but especially I've definitely seen like the older generations. Man, they, you know, it's devastating for a man to lose a job, even if he's laid off, you know, even if he has a severance package or something. I mean, it just can't take, like, it's horrible. I have seen massive amount of depression as soon as a guy loses a job. You know, they just need to feel they have to be useful. You know, it's like it's in their DNA. So, and then they swallow things, right? And that's okay. Like that's part of like being tough, right? Tough titty kind of a thing. But at the same time, if it's only temporary and they say they get another job and then boom, okay, my anxiety's, you know, being relieved, right? My depression I don't feel so depressed. But when it goes on for a very long time, then it becomes part of them. And it comes out in different ways. Could be drinking, any kind of substance abuse. One of the other ways that it comes out is like those 2 guys I was telling you in the last live stream or the one before, just one of the recent live streams where I met these 2 guys at a bar where I was sitting outside on happy hour and they just, you know, invited themselves to sit in my table. And I'm like, what's going on? And I was on the phone talking. And, you know, as soon as the one guy was flipping out because his girlfriend wants space or like wants to date other people. And the guy's like, nah, she's the one. And women can do that too. I didn't see anything different. But the level of agita this guy was giving himself. And then his friends talking about his divorce and his baby mama and this and that. And like, they're just at their wits. Like they feel 100% that women in their experience are just horrible. Like they don't even, like good women don't even exist. Right. And they literally believe that they did nothing wrong. And all they did was work hard and give and be there for the person. And so they're like, that's it. I give up. That's not. And the thing is, if they were happy that way, if they were like, you know what, I'm going to be celibate, right? Or whatever, right? I don't know. I'm going to do internet dating, right? Like virtual, something like that. Something that's not attached, because I don't even want to say the word, because I believe that if I say the word PORN, that's an issue here too. And I'm not trying to get that kind of attention because we're not really going there, right? So it's gone. I'm like, wow. And these were young men. Like one was maybe 28 and the other guy was like 40 something. Yeah. And I'm like, Oh, no. Because the problem is that they're all sitting around with each other, talking to each other, and therefore supporting that. And they keep confirming that that's the facts. I stopped hanging out with girlfriends years ago, certain girlfriends that were all they ever did was complain about men. And I was like, did you realize, like, how are we going to find a good man when all we do, you guys anyway, but I'm sitting here with you guys. So now I'm being affected by you. Every single time we'd be going out, oh, men suck. Oh, man, that's, oh, man. I'm like, why don't you just shut up? How about that? I just need a man to step up to the plate. I'm like, why don't you step up to the plate and shut the up? Like, how is that helpful? It's not. Well, let's talk about great men and the great men we know. It could be our father, our uncles, our brothers, whoever, let's talk about great men. And sure enough, we started attracting more and more better men. 100%. So sometimes it's just like, just flip the switch, like just flip the script. It can be that easy. And the results are amazing. Okay. So anyway, men are more likely to report fatigue, irritability, loss of interest in work or hobbies rather than feelings of sadness. Oh, what? I'm clicking around. Rather than feelings of sadness or worthlessness. Anxiety, approximately 19.1 million American adults ages 18 to 54 have an anxiety disorder. I think this is 3 million. Men have a panic disorder, agoraphobia, or any other phobia. Bipolar disorder, 2.3 million Americans are affected by bipolar disorder. An equal amount of men and women develop the illness. So that's interesting, right? That equal amount. I'm no expert, but I believe that's also like part of, genetics, family history. We don't know, they keep changing like the facts. The medical industry is like 20 years later is like, we were wrong about that. It really isn't in your DNA. You can actually alter the biology of your cells. We have proof now. You know what I mean? But okay, some of these things, it's like, you feel like, you don't have a choice, like you're born this way. The age of onset for men is between 16 to 25 years old, which is something I do know because of the years of interpreting for mental health institutions, rehab centers, and of that like. Like I think schizophrenia even is like right when they're around 18 is like an average age, so you could have a perfect kid, everything's fine, all of a sudden, boom. So here we go. Psychosis and schizophrenia, approximately 3.5 million. That's a lot of people to be schizo. Okay. And I'm just trying to be funny. I know. Because this is a heavy topic, right? But I'm not trying to get everybody all like, oh man, this is too heavy. No, I'm just saying I want to bring awareness. I want us to have this conversation. I want to be supportive. That's what I do. That's what I'm about. Giving a voice where hear a voice, and especially voices that really, truly matter. This matters more than politics. Let me tell you. I know you can be like, no, that's not true because we have a border that's being invaded. That's true, and that's a major issue. But when you have this many millions of men with mental health, how are they going to cope with that shit? Right? Come on now, we got to fix the leak. We got to arm people up, empower them, strengthen them, so we can handle the invasion because our incompetent, psychotic leaders, so-called leaders, because they're not a leader. A leader looks out for its people. Okay. So they're not leaders. We got to give it another name. Politicians, right? They have their name. Politicians equals liar, psychopath. Okay. Eating disorders. Males account for an estimated 10% of patients with anorexia or bulimia and an estimated 35% of those with binge eating disorder. Men with eating disorders are less likely to seek professional help than women. Again, that's just classic, just all the way around for men's health. And then suicide. I was like, isn't that funny? Because I picked the Ren song that I'm going to react to at the end of this live stream because you guys already voted for it and it was in order. So, but you know me, no such thing as coincidence. The universe is taking over and I'm hearing it. I'm following it. I am delivering. The highest suicide rates in the US are found in Caucasian men over the age of 85. Now, I'm sure probably doesn't surprise many of you that, because especially if they're widows, and the level of loneliness it's been like that for a long time. But the fact that, most of them, like, see, this is why I always say, get in touch with your neighbors, get in touch with your community. You know what I mean? Instead of following these politicians acting like it's a freaking game. What side are you on? Oh, he's right. No, he's right. No, he's right. No, you know what? They're winning. The politicians and the politics are winning because we're not united. We're falling apart. They can get more and more in control, more empowered, and us less empowered. That's simple. Male suicides have been on the rise since 2000. Not surprised. Based on modern technology, has really not helped. With all the social media, we already know people feel more lonely, more suicidal, more superficial. Men with bulimia? Guarantee if you look at stats from 20, 30, 40 years ago, the level of narcissism, the level of superficiality, the level and lack of real interpersonal relationships is a complete degradation of a society. That's simple. The fabric is gone. And how do you get the fabric together? The weaving of us together. So, you guys can look this up, or I can also put the link in the description below later if you guys really want to take your time to look on this, because, I just thought, again, see, part of this, mental health is, and then how do you cope with it? Self-medication, substance abuse, right? Alcohol dependency, 1 in 5. Gay and bisexual men, homosexual men are more likely to have higher rates of substance abuse than heterosexual male. And I've always seen that my whole life, since I've been hanging out with gay people since high school. There's a reason for that. And it's not about, oh, they get treated differently. It's not. You see, a lot of people become stronger from rejection, right? They can choose to prove themselves, to prove everybody's wrong for stereotyping you, for example. Again, it could be not just your sexual preference. It could be your cultural background, right? Your age, not just your gender, the color of your skin, right? So it's more about how the way the gay mind or the kind of things when I counsel, homosexuals, whether it's male, female, or trans, and even before, just friends, people that I've met throughout the years, the way their brain functions, the way they're just like very vulnerable. If I was going to put it in one word, is vulnerability. And it makes you feel very exposed and very and if you're a minority on top of it, right, then you feel even more vulnerable, even more exposed. And it's real easy because our human nature is to really be negative 9 times out of 10. We think the worst. We expect the worst. Fear. Although positive energy is stronger and the vibration is much stronger than negative, our society, if it's too good to be true, then that's because it is. It's too good to be true. We have so many sayings in our culture all over the world. I've heard the same sayings, and we go to the negative, which is why we also gravitate towards positive people. But then when the positive person leaves your sphere or your space, you go right back to thinking it could be something like you're just a worry word and you're just worrying all day long. You're worrying about your kids. You're worrying about this. You're worrying about, you know what I'm saying? So just that, it's a lifestyle, right? So when they say mind over matter, it's true. So I feel like the best way for anybody to help themselves is not necessarily become part of a group that you feel empowered when you're around them. Because when you're not around them, then what? You got to really just stop the negative thoughts and think about what can I do for someone else instead of thinking about myself. As soon as you start thinking for someone else, it's always helpful. Like that's one of the easiest ways, right? Military veterans. Now we're talking about this is a whole other bunch, because now we're talking about people that have seen things that they cannot unsee. That the brain, as magnificent it is to have such an amazing power of memory, organically, no chips, certain things you can't forget, or they come up, right? Especially trauma, flashbacks. So this is harder. And that's why I'm going, again, what Tom McDonald said, and you guys know I'm an advocate for veterans because I've seen so many suffer. And it's not just about losing limbs and having physical disabilities and physical pain and disadvantages. Because if you got the right attitude, right, you can be happy in the craziest situations, right? Come on. We see, was it the Paralympics? Am I saying it right? You know, people running with prosthetics, and it's incredible. So, but that's mind. The mind is behind. The mind is the engine and the drive. But it does help when we're helpful with each other and we're loving and we're giving. That's more powerful than any drug. And you know what I mean. I'm not giving medical advice here, right? Okay. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm allegedly just saying, think about it. Consult your doctor. Famous athletes with mental illness. How about this? I thought this was kind of interesting. Brandon Marshall, Terry Bradshaw, and I don't follow sports, but for those of you who do, and I'm speaking hopefully to reach out to as many men as possible, but of course I want women to also be aware of what men go through. Let's support men. Ladies, if you want men to treat you good, it's usually 9 times out of 10, I mean, for the most part, when you respect and take care and support and inspire, you know, men, it will reflect right from you, and you'll see like, wow, sometimes all I had to do was acknowledge, you know, have more compassion, more attentiveness instead of me. At least take a break, right? Maybe 1 day a week, maybe 1 hour a day, you know. And again, you probably have, you know, fathers, husbands, brothers. You know what I mean? Like, can you imagine you walk up to your dad or your brother, say you don't hug them all the time, you just hug them for no reason. They like, and they look at you like, what was that for? Because, you know, I love you and I appreciate you. Most important is gratitude. And you got to hug them for at least more than, you know, at least 30 seconds. Okay. So they can really feel it. Look at this. Low levels. Look at the science of mental health, of male mental health. Low levels of testosterone. Exactly. It's not going to make them feel very masculine. And so women can't be complaining that men, they're not men, or they suck for the ABC, but the toxic masculinity, but we want you to cry, but we don't want you to cry. We need a society to be selfless, giving. Just imagine if everybody just started becoming completely selfless. What can I do for you? They wake up and everything they do, what can I do for you? What can I do for you? What can I do? Okay, I got it. Imagine if we all did that. It could happen. I mean, if we celebrate stuff like Pride Month for a month, you think we can't celebrate selflessness, love for a month? Not 1 day. Not for roses and teddy bears and chocolate. Nah. Because see, for me, that's a great thing. Okay, we celebrate. You gave me a gift. Okay, I give you a gift. Whatever it is, right? Make you dinner or wear something sexy. Whatever it is, right? But I much rather walk around and show up to places and see people being awesome to each other. That's going to make my life better. Not necessarily a gift. And I love gifts. Don't get me wrong. Who doesn't, right? And I specifically love red roses. But I love all flowers. But I'm just saying. I'm a big romantic. And now, people have even changed the definition of romance these days. I'm telling you. You can't be romantic when you're thinking about what am I going to get? Or should I invest? Should I do this? Is she going to screw me over? Right? You just do it. And if they don't appreciate you, you go bye-bye. It's really not that complicated. But anyway, I hope you guys wait. See, when I go on my little thing, then I forget what the hell I'm talking about. And I'm like, oh my God, was I sharing that whole time? All right. Let me so let's see what else that I wanted to share. Yeah. So there was this another article, Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, supporting men and recognize the impact of gender and addressing mental health concerns from ThriveWorks. And I thought this was really interesting. If you wanted to have like specific questions answered, right? Like what month is mental health month? When did men's health start, right? Why is there men's health? So I thought this was a very helpful, and I encourage you guys to read it. But for me, I just thought, let's just have the conversation and let's acknowledge men's mental health, especially on mental health, because it's funny that even without seeing the Tom McDonald video, I mean, like that one article I was just showing you. I don't know if it's still, yeah. It also, I believe it says like when mental health, when June became the men's mental health month. So to wrap this up, I wanted to give a segue of the meaning of apathy, because I've come across that many, many times. Let me know, especially men. Women, do you know what that is? Because if you see it, it tells you a lot. Seeing if a person is feeling apathetic says a lot about their mental health. Apathy. The meaning of apathy is lack of feeling or emotion and passiveness. So to me, apathy is not a good place to be. If men are feeling apathy and women are seeing that, in a way, it's not a call for help. What do I really want to say? It's a telltale sign. Let's just leave it at that. You feel me? And then this little meme from, our man 5 times August, who's been a guest on my show. Love him. We all love him. I've reacted to his music videos. Awesome, amazing artist. And I think a great human being. He posted this today and I'm like, it's a really good point. Elton, this is what's telling. And I guess this is going back. I was going to share this when we were talking about the whole Pride Month and the flag. But like, again, these motherfuckers are not helping their situation. Okay. And when I mean by motherfuckers, I mean the woke, Hollywood woke bullshit. And if this doesn't tell you how their cult is not positive, why would Elton John single out doing shows in the US because of anti-grooming laws? I mean, if you're an Elton John fan, I mean, I've loved his songs. I'm not going to go see him. I'm definitely not. I'm like, dude, I don't care. I don't care if I'm in England. I don't care what country I'm in. It's like, you literally just flat out admitted, like, are you a groomer, Elton John? And you can't come to the US because you can't help yourself? I'm just saying. It's just perspective. Just perspective. Okay. Well, yeah. So that was my little, believe it or not, shortcut to the rainbow. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, here we go. Now, who's ready to talk about Crowder? Who knows what's happening lately to Crowder? Anyone? Anyone? All right. And don't give me this, I'm not judging. I can criticize. I don't judge. But I told you. First of all, this guy shows up to court, and because it's law, that whether he doesn't want it to be public, it is for the public. And in fact, the judge states it. This person was in the courtroom, the person who wrote this article, and this is for Current Revolt. And shout out to Tree of Logic. That's how I found this article. And of course, I've commented about this guy. So of course I was waiting to see anything about the proceedings, because I figured the truth is going to come out, right? I don't care. I don't wish anybody a bad divorce. I want everything to be amicable. And like, I've always ended things amicably, didn't have to go to court, nothing like that. But a lot of people can't do that. But for someone who doesn't want it public, man, you were the first person to open your mouth. That's why I told you guys, I'm like, I don't care how much you like this guy. He didn't make smart decisions. And I said that from the first moment that he went public about the phone calls, the recorded calls with the Daily Wire. I'm like, if I was his manager, or at least his life coach, I would have been like, don't do it. Of course, it's your life. You're going to do whatever you want. Like, say he's my client, but do not do it. And this is the reasons why, and this is what's going to happen, and nothing good will come from it. But if you must, that's, you following your will, you're following your heart, whatever. But I'm going to lay it out to you that this is bad. And to me, what he did was bad. Whether you take sides or not, it wasn't necessary. And it wasn't positive. It did not help him. Now, Steven Crowder is a longtime political commentator. We all know that, for those of you who follow me. And even if you don't know him, well known for his Change My Mind series, where he sets up a table. Now, mind you, here he is with 4 lawyers. Why do you need 4 lawyers in a divorce? There's some telling things in here that were kind of rumored, but it wasn't confirmed. And I think this article confirms some of those rumors. Like, was he there when his wife gave birth? Okay, so we're going to get to that. So well known for his Change My Mind series, where he sets up a table and debates with college students and others about politics. Crowder was a pioneer in the format of college campus debates. And as a long-time Texas resident, Crowder, who has questionably lean voting history, has been relatively MIA in Texas politics, focusing more on national issues, as it's obviously more popular. Recently, Steven Crowder's divorce became very public after Twitter posts with accounts hinting at his divorce, as well as a very public fight with the Daily Wire, where Crowder published a private phone conversation. Crowder's ongoing divorce was thrust more and more into the public eye. Later, ring video footage of Steven Crowder and his wife Hillary was given to Yashar Ali to publish. In the footage, Crowder is seen arguing with his pregnant wife. You can read Ali's full article on the video here. And I'll also link this article in the description below later. In the video above, Steven states the following. He's demanding his wife do wifely things, end quote. He says that if she walks out, end quote, he can't go to the gym, visit his parents, or call his friends. What? Question mark. Seemingly because they only have one vehicle. That's control. You got that much money and you don't have 2 vehicles. You have that much money and you can't Uber it. That is already a red flag, which I mentioned from when I shared that video. But okay, maybe they're just being environmentally friendly. You can say that. Sure. Nah. Nope. He refuses to let her take their only car. So when his wife says she'll call a friend for a ride, he demands that she call an Uber instead. So, and if you're thinking, why didn't you just call the Uber to begin with, right? Good question. He tells his wife he doesn't love her. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, once you say, I don't love you, but you want me to do wifely duties. All right, dude, you're imploding. Okay. You're just hanging yourself and you're projecting. We'll get into more projection as the article goes on. He tells her that in order to prove she's committed to him, she must walk their dog and put on gloves to administer their dog's medicine. Again, I believe he didn't say, I don't love you until after he was saying, putting these demands. And I know everyone's like, oh, you don't know, you don't have the whole story. You don't have to both sides and you don't know what she's done in the background. Doesn't matter. His reaction to whatever the fuck she did was his reaction. You're in a marriage, an adult, you're dealing with somebody who's pregnant. You know what? Maybe it's the one time of your life that you should take back or maybe chill out or be left selfless and ride your time and wait till the kids be born and then come at her. You could have done that. I mean, there could have been a lot of things he could have done or didn't do. But he can't help himself, and that's what I kept saying from the get-go. This guy's got a mouth, and he's like fully emotional, and it just comes out of the mouth. This behavior is an insecure person. So for somebody who acts like they're the man and what real men do, that's what hurts his case, is that you're acting. And I'm okay with that, but that's what he should tell his audience. That's what the audience should know. I'm an actor. Okay? That's not how real men, mature men, secure men act. Even if you don't love the person. It was so immature and so childish. It was disgusting. Like, what a turnoff. Like, seriously. Like, this for me was a very feminine way of behaving. He tells his wife he doesn't love her. Well, all right. Sorry. I already said that. Many responded to the video, including Candace Owens, which she's another one. Again, they're all full of shit. They're all fake. That's it. Period in the story. In a nutshell. Who called Steven Crowder a monster. And they feed off of each other. Insulting each other to get attention. Disgusting. Low vibration humans. And that's putting it nicely. Okay. We're firm believers that there's always two sides to every story. So with Steven's divorce proceedings happening in such a public manner, we decided to attend the public hearing in Denton County yesterday in order to provide additional transparency. Without our reporting, it would be only Steven Crowder giving his side of his divorce case. Because remember his threats? Like, you better not or I'm going to fucking release all these medical records and stuff. Okay. See, like, dude, like, doesn't he have counseling? He's got 4 lawyers. And they can't tell him to shut up? For his good, I'm saying. Like, if I was his counselor, lawyer. We'll begin by prefacing. Here we go. English is my third language. All right, We'll begin with prefacing this with the fact Steven Crowder himself not only made multiple video broadcasts about his divorce, he did, but also called for the unsealing of all files, which he did publicly, related to his divorce, including mental health history, depositions, and any motions or sanctions from Texas court. Isn't that funny? What? How beautiful is this today? We're celebrating Men's Mental Health Month. And here we go. Perfect. Isn't that a perfect flow of the day so far? And then we're going to wrap it up with the Ren suicide reaction video. I'm going to do that right after this article. I'm going to see who's in the chat. I'm going to take a quick break and I'm going to come back, and that's how we're going to wrap it up. So stick around. Don't go. And if you do, make sure to come back. Steven Crowder has a large platform. See, that was that clip, remember? And he's like, my statement. So I'm not going to read this because I already read it before. You guys can look it up. But again, I'm going to add this article in the description below, or you can look it up at the currentrevolt.com. It gets better, guys, because this person gets confronted by Steven, the person taking notes in the courtroom, the person who wrote this article. So bear with me. Steven Crowder has a large platform, which includes friends, staff, and other popular figures speaking on his behalf. We think it's important to cover this case as his wife, Hillary, has no platform. I believe she has an Instagram, or at least she did. But yeah, no Twitter, right? She doesn't really have she's not a public figure. She's a mom of twins, and that's what it's going to get into that. Steven also has a known history of allegedly silencing and crushing former employees or anyone speaking ill of him or standing in his way. Yeah. NDAs, right? Mm-hmm. The following, but he never talks about that. Isn't that funny? The following will contain The following will contain our notes from the trial in a relatively rough format. The notes, after a point, are from the best of our ability, as one of Steven Crowder's 4 lawyers accused us of audio recording the court proceedings, and the judge had a sheriff confiscate the phone we were using to take notes. There's a lot of notes, and we've highlighted the portions we deem interesting. Court proceedings occurred. I love that. Like, I feel like this article is really like the level of transparency and honesty and integrity. I'm feeling it. You feel me? You feeling it? Court proceedings occurred in the Denton County 16th District Court around 2 p.m. on 6/22/23. Steven Crowder is asking for full custody of the children. Now, why would you do that? How is that a great person? I'm going to take your kids away. Again, another flag of control freak. Why would you take the children away from their mother? Let me guess. He's going to claim that she's mentally unstable and not able to take care of them. Well, Steven, I hope you're not taking any anti-anxiety medication, because I believe you talked about that in many of your streams, or at least a few of them. Okay? Wow, you really want to get dirty and you want to take the kids away? Like, that's going to help the kids. Unless you can prove that she's an unfit mother, which is really hard to do and extremely traumatic for the kids. Oh, God, Steven. Full custody. Now, if you were a fair person, even the law, would be like to split it evenly. Come on, Steven. Even if you did it for your career, how is that making a Crowder fan feel good about him? Seriously, you have to believe that she's the most horrible person in the world and he's really doing the favor. But mind you, like we said, it's going to come in the article. He wasn't there for her birth. I mean, it says he was in surgery and that's his excuse. It's all going to come out, guys. You mark my words. And one lie takes you another lie, and this guy could be saving his ass right now, and he's going full throttle. That's part of his evolution, because I guess we live and learn. We live and learn. He's gonna learn, because what he's showing is he's got very little wisdom. He might be a very smart guy. I would even say zero wisdom. Because knowledge is not wisdom, guys. And especially knowledge that is not used is not really knowledge either, if you get me. Without digressing, let's continue. Judge begins by noting that numerous motions have been filed by both sides and is dismayed by the volume of motions. Notes they only have 2.5 hours for court today. Steven Crowder's legal team cites discovery issues. Immediately motions for the courtroom to be sealed for the benefit of the children. Editor's note: sealing the courtroom is a motion to remove everyone in the court unrelated to the case, including the public and any media. Hillary Crowder's lawyer states they filed a motion for confidentiality. Notes that this divorce is a high-dollar case. Notes that Steven Crowder has 4 lawyers while Hillary only has 1. Swallow that one. Marinate in that for a second, right? Regarding the motion to seal the courtroom, the judge states it is an odd request. Steven's legal team cites their reasoning for the request is because the divorce case has gone viral and the public has unusual interest in the divorce. Editor's notes: Steven himself is responsible for a large amount of the reason his divorce went viral. On Twitter, Steven asked for medical records, mental health records, etc. to be released publicly. We all know that's a fact. If you don't know, check it out. The judge states that Steven Crowder is a voluntary public figure in regards to the motion to seal the courtroom due to public interest. Hillary Crowder's attorney states that Hillary is not a public figure, has no public social media presence, states that any danger to the children is self-created by Steven Crowder, and Steven is trying to weaponize events. That's what she's claiming, right? Notes that Steven chose to make the divorce public, which he did. And I was there the day he did it live, watched it live in real time, right? Hillary's lawyer confirms no threats have been made to their children, and the worst that has happened was that a sweet potato was mailed to their house. Don't know what that's about. Anyone? States that Steven has made enemies with his public statements. You know, he's got some haters, you know. It's really none of our business. But my point is, all I ask for Steven is stop lying, bro, and man up. Especially for a guy who acts like you're such, you know, an influencer for real, strong, honorable men. Judge rejects the motion to seal the courtroom and states the public has a right to know. That's right. Steven's legal team begins and starts with concerns about business documents being made public, noting that many documents have confidentiality agreements in them. Bill Richmond identifies himself as the business lawyer in Steven's 4-man legal team, states that he is present to address confidentiality issues, and a lot of their concern surrounds the social media events that have happened. Judge agrees that she doesn't want business contracts out there, in quote, in the public, and that they have the right to protect their business contracts. Of course. Good one, Judge. Bill Richmond states many concerns about business contracts being shared with Hillary Crowder and her lawyer, citing concerns regarding the Ring video previously released to the public. Hillary Crowder's lawyer states that Hillary did not disclose any information to the media or public. He says no marital counseling information was given out and that he needs access to the business documents for his case. Bill Richmond of Steven's legal team states he doesn't have a problem allowing them to view business documents, but just doesn't want Hillary's team to possess them. Unusual, guys. Hillary Crowder's lawyer reiterates that Steven is the one that went on social media to talk about the divorce case. The judge states she wants a gag order put in place for both parties, saying that she does not want either party posting anything on social media, including tweets, etc. She says that she has no control over outside parties. Of course, a gag order is imposed for both Steven and Hillary Crowder. Sorry, I'm getting parched. Steven Crowder's lawyer states they're concerned the family will release information to other people who will attack Steven's reputation and character. She states that Steven must respond. Just making sure you guys can see that Steven. Wait, oh, that's too big. Just want to make sure you guys are able to read it as well. Steven must respond, but it hurts his reputation. She states that Steven must respond because it hurts his reputation. Steven's lawyer then motions to me and says that she is concerned that I'm media and taking notes on the trial. Judge notates that if Hillary or Steven release any case info, that she's holding them responsible. Reiterates that she can't control what the media reports. Notes that the public has the right to know and that a president of the United States, hello, baby, I was going to say it, but I knew it was going to come in the article anyway, so here we go. Great point. That a president of the United States is currently in court being tried in a very public fashion. She continues saying that we are in a free country. We still are. How about that, guys? And the media has the right to report. Steven Crowder's legal team states they're still concerned about Hillary going to media. Well, the judge already said she can't, right? So, okay. All right. You're really afraid. Okay. All right. Got it. Note that. We got your case. We got you. Hillary Crowder's lawyer responds by saying that Steven is the one creating media attention and that Steven is talking out of both sides of his mouth. Judge states she is putting her foot down on a gag order, asking that a paragraph be added to the gag order that nobody involved in the case may discuss a divorce in any medium or fashion. Boom. Perfect. Okay. Settled. Moving forward. It was at this point, one of Steven Crowder's 4 lawyers got up and stood behind me and began looking over my shoulder at the phone I was using to take notes. I swiped my phone to a different screen to keep my notes private. I totally do the same thing. Steven's lawyers left, and later a court employee tapped me on the shoulder and told me I was not allowed to record the hearing. I replied that I knew and was taking notes and showed her my notes. For those unaware, recording audio, video, or taking photos inside a courtroom is illegal in the state of Texas. See, I love the way this article has been written. Thank you for letting us know. Moments later, the judge halted proceedings and called me to the front. The judge asked me to identify myself and asked if I was recording the proceedings. I responded that I was not. One of Stephen's 4 lawyers stood up and said he swore, end quote, that he saw me recording and saw, end quote, green lines on my phone screen. The judge immediately mentioned for the court bailiff to seize my phone and begin searching through my device. The green lines Stephen's lawyers referenced are the battery life indicators on my devices. And here's a picture, right? Soon after the judge issued a 10-minute recess, and I retrieved a pen and paper to take handwritten notes. The following notes are much shorter and the best of our recollection, as the proceedings moved very quickly. Also, there was so much interrupting and talking over each other from both parties that even the court reporter scolded the parties multiple times, saying he was struggling to capture the testimony. See, people, obviously, divorce, highly emotional. I've been an interpreter in divorce court, seen plenty of stuff. Discussion began regarding the issues with the Ring camera. The judge ruled to forbid the Ring camera videos being submitted, and Hillary's team agreed to also keep the children in the Dallas-Fort Worth area as primary residents. Hillary Crowd is sworn in and gives the following testimony. Here's the juicy. Stephen Crowder's lawyer asked what Hillary does for a living. Hillary responds that she was last employed in 2018 and worked for Stephen. She's currently unemployed and a full-time mother. Stephen's lawyers continues asking questions regarding Hillary's lack of employment, including asking when she plans on getting a job. Hillary states she will obtain a job after the children are independent. Like when they're 18 years old? Interesting. She's got it. She was ready for the answer. That's a job. All right, Hillary. And again, I'm not taking sides. You're like, oh, you guys, Olga, you're like taking her side because you're a girl. No. But I can't say I'm not impressed that was she coached to come up with that answer? Possibly. But I'm sure nobody expected that answer. Hillary confirms that Stephen has visitation custody of the children on Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and some Saturdays. Hillary agreed that video footage of incidents between her and Stephen does negatively impact the children. Hillary states that Stephen was never present during her in vitro fertilization, IVF treatments, and also states Stephen was absent for the birth of his children. Hillary states that's a lot of missing if she's telling the truth. So you can't just say, oh, I had this surgery. Now, Stephen. Hillary states that Stephen has rage issues and punches holes in walls. By the way, guys, if they have a Ring video, I'm sure that there's a way right there to prove whether he was in that residence, because I believe he moved out before she gave birth. And I think it's stated in here. He was asking for the birth of children. Hillary states that Stephen has rage issues and punches holes in walls. I'm telling you, this guy does have anger issues, whether it's from anxiety, it's something, it's emo for sure. Emo. Hillary talks about an incident where 2 people wearing COVID masks rang the doorbell at their home and left a CVS bag filled with women's stockings and feminine goods, along with a note saying, Stephen, I'm a very big fan. Didn't see that coming. Like, what? It's kind of funny as shit, right? Like, just think about it. It's funny. It's not threatening. It's funny. I mean, people shouldn't do that. I don't know if I would laugh out loud if I saw this. I would be freaked out and then maybe laugh later. Like if I was like standing next to Stephen, like I'd be like, dude, it's kind of funny. You know what I mean? But only to make him feel better. You know what I mean? Hillary states that Stephen moved out of the home they shared together before the birth of their children. Hillary states that Stephen has both of his parents on his company's payroll. Hillary reiterates that Stephen is the one who posted their children's names and birth dates online. When Hillary expressed safety concerns for both herself and the children, Stephen responded that the kids can just stay with him instead. Hillary confirms Stephen sometimes has a personal bodyguard. What does that tell you guys? What does that tell you? I don't blame him. You're an influencer. You're a famous person, right? And you're going to have some haters and you have a bodyguard. That makes sense, right? But why would Hillary confirms Steven sometimes has a personal bodyguard. That's what I want to know. Any ideas? Any thoughts? Make sure to share it. Comment. Steven Crowder is sworn in and gives the following testimony. Now we're going to Steven. Steven confirms the quantity of paying subscribers for his company is in the 6 figures. Steven confirms that he is asking for sole custody due to Hillary's erratic behavior. So there's the answer to the whole full custody. Like, you better have a lot, bro. Because this is going to backfire if you don't. Steven states that one of the things he views as erratic behaviors is that she was responsible for leaving up their private information on Twitter. What private information is my question. He states that it took Hillary several months to inform him about their address being posted on Twitter. Is that true, guys? Does anybody have a screenshot or anything like that? Like, who does that? So is he saying that she's like basically incompetent to take care of the kids? Right? Like, you're putting her, like, nobody does that. So like, you're like, what? You're like a level of airhead, but you married her, bro. Again, let's not forget how he said, I married the wrong woman. And I told you that was bad. Like, dude, you are not making yourself look like the victim at all. Like, I mean, Jesus, like, oh, man, he's not listening to anybody. This guy is, he's in total emotional, in total emo zone, and he's not listening. Again, it's part of growing up. Editor's note, this is interesting. This is interesting as Hillary Crowder has stated that she has no Twitter account, whereas Steven Crowder and staff have a very large presence on Twitter. It is odd to us that Steven would place blame on his wife and cite that this as erratic behavior for not informing him about their address posted online when she doesn't have a Twitter. Right, that's what I was like. It's very confusing because doesn't his lawyer tell him, like, you shouldn't lie? Like, and they have to have proof, right? So clearly he has to have proof. Maybe she deleted the account after she did it, right? That's possible. Steven also cites that leaking of the Ring camera footage to media as a sign of erratic behavior, but she didn't do it. It was her family. Granted, she could be lying and using them as shield. Of course, that's all possible. He then states that it was her family, who admitted to leaking their Ring footage. Again, they could be covering for her. He also finds it concerning Hillary has not publicly denounced the footage getting leaked. Why would she? She's in the fucking video. What's she going to denounce? That's not me. Just saying. Steven is asked if he ever said he picked wrong. See, I'm telling you, because I'll never forget that. That stood out so bad. It was like you make a perfect meal in a way, you know, and then you fucking overloaded with, like, I don't know, Tabasco sauce to the point I can't taste it. Like, you just fucked, like, what? A horrible move. Okay. But you see, the truth will come out one way or the other, especially when you're lying. This shit fucking creeps. The devil's in the details. In reference to Mary and Hillary, he disputes this initially. He has then read his statement from a video he posted on Twitter. Here's that video, guys. If you didn't see it, and it's here on Twitter, and agrees that he said it. So do you know what I mean? Like, dude, lying is the worst thing you can do. Please get your fucking facts together, man. Cut your emo out. Focus. Do it for the children if you love them. Steven says he had health issues, which was the reason for him not being present at the birth of their child, which I remember he mentioned that then. But the dates don't add up, guys. And I've had people even leave those comments proving the dates. But okay. All right. We can go down that as we go along because the facts are going to come out. He states that the surgery he underwent during that time was serious. So meaning not electable. What's electable? You know what I mean? Is it, what's the fucking English word? Oh my God, elective, right? Anyway, or you know, or that it's cosmetic or something, right? And even insurance covered it due to the severity. I do remember that that's what he posted, but I don't have proof. I'm not looking at his medical records. So the medical records are going to be admitted, I'm sure, in this case. Steven then states COVID rules and the time prohibited the number of people in the hospital during the birth of his children. People were able to go. for the birth of their children, especially at that time. But again, does anybody know what hospital they were born? Stephen states that there is a video of him at the birth of his children. Okay. So Hillary, why would you be so stupid to say he wasn't there when there was a video of him there? So if she's lying, boy, this ain't going to help you either, Hillary. People, no matter how much you want to win, this has got to be about the kids. Period. Even if they're babies and they're not really aware of this, they can feel your energy. Just tell the truth and own your shit. Both of you. Stephen states that there is a video of him. Okay, I'm sorry. Stephen states that he's never posted photos of his children online. It was at this point testimony from both sides ended. The judge said she was not inclined to change custody at this time, which totally makes sense, and wouldn't give a ruling regarding Stephen asking for full custody of the children. Yeah, you got to prove, like, why would I do that? Just because you asked? But of course, you got to ask. You got to start somewhere, okay? All right, so you gave the judge the heads up. Okay. Later, the judge called us to the stand where we showed her the handwritten notes on our phone. She then confirmed we did not record any audio or video. We were allowed to have our phone back. Again, we normally have no interest in discussing private matters of divorce in regards to public figures. We also have a no children policy in our reporting regarding political figures. We made an exception in this case because we believe that our reporting provides balance in a situation where only Steven Crowder is able to give his side of the story. We'll continue to track and report on this case with updates. So, a lot to chew on, right? A lot going on, a lot happening. Make it very clear, I take no sides. But I do follow my instinct. But facts do matter, clearly, especially in the court of law. And I want Stephen to be a better person. I want Hillary to not be a lying Me Too victim. Right? And I want them to have an amicable, fair separation, and they move on and have happy, fulfilled lives and co-parent. Okay? If they can't stay together, they don't like each other. Because he said, I don't love you. That's it. Dude, the cat's out of the bag. You can't get it back. You can't fix that shit. Forget about it. And apparently they did go to counseling. So, Stephen, I would say reach out to me, man, and I would love to help you. Because I think you could do better. But I know you wouldn't listen. So, and Hillary, I feel that if she's got proof, then she probably goes to bed at night knowing that the truth, the evidence that they present will speak for themselves. And so for now, let's not take sides. And let's be fair and supportive and no haters. And don't get mad. We must accept the truth because I know it's going to hurt a lot of people. If Stephen doesn't show that he's this great guy and that he's the victim, you're going to continue to watch his show, but you'll never be able to not know who it is that you are watching. And if you watch him for entertainment, that's the point. He's an entertainer. But I would hope that if that's the case, so let's say the worst case scenario, he doesn't end up being a really honest, good man. I would say, hey, dude, just stick with your entertainment, stick with your comedy, and stop giving men advice. Or maybe he learns from it. So there's a lot that's going to happen. And I'm hoping positive for both. And that we all learn from it. And stop reacting so quickly to judgment. My judgment wasn't judgment. I was criticizing based on my instincts, period, in the story. And now evidence will either prove me wrong, my instincts, or right. That's all. For me, it's just, did I pick up the vibe right or not? But my heart is always for the best of all, for the good and the highest good of all involved. That is who I am. And when we find out that people we admire are not exactly who we thought they were, that's life, guys. And we got to suck it up and go, oh, I'm more aware now. I'm more awake. Or again, we find out that this guy is a true victim and he literally was going through hell. And that's what I'm telling you guys. I'm going to say it now before all the evidence is out there. That's not what's going to happen. That's it. I'm putting my neck out there. Well, guess what? It's time for the live reaction, but this girl has to take a break. Got to go to the what. Make sure to smash that like button. I can't wait to read your comments. I'm going to come right back. So if you guys got to go take a break or get a soda or do whatever, get your drink or get your popcorn. I don't know. I got my tissue. I think this video is definitely going to be a hard one. But it must be done. I think it's first time reaction. Haven't seen it, haven't peeked or anything like that. But I have a feeling it's going to be powerful in a good way, even if it kills me. And I'm for it. Because I want a happier world. Wow. No, I don't even know. I don't even want to think about it. I'm going to be right back in a few minutes, like 5 minutes or so. So yeah, get yourself ready. Don't go or don't change that dial. Come right back. I love you. Again, I'll be right back. Be right back. Starting now. Welcome back to the Olga S Press Show. I'm your host. Welcome back. So here we go. Without further ado, here I got it. I got Ren queued up, baby. Of course. Commercials. This is why I need your guys' support. You can donate. The links are in the description below. Become a member, locals member especially. Yes, all your help. This is crowdfunded. I'm not making squat on YouTube, and not without your direct, super chats and all that. Yeah. So, wait, what was I going to say? Well, oh, shoot. Wait. I was waiting for the commercial to go, and then it started playing. Okay, hold on. All right, here we go. Oh, what's the reaction if you can't see my face, right? Okay, got the tissue. God help me, please. I hope it's not a real tearjerker. Oh, okay. All right, guys. So I have reacted to Ren before, but not this one. And yeah. For those who don't know, I watch it first time reaction, right? And I interrupt as needed, as inspired and all that. And then I'll play from the top without interruption for those who don't want interruption. And we just go with it. If I can handle it today. Maybe I won't be able to handle it today. We'll see. Sorry, I don't want to tell you I'm going to do something. I can't do it, but you know what I'm saying? I do follow my feelings. Talk about feelings. So, yeah, and then I'll post the timestamps below and in the comments for those that they just want to go straight to the reaction. Of course, feel free to post when you think the real reaction is. That's awesome. I could take all the help I can get. And thank you again for all your support. Thank you for all your comments, all your love. Just by liking this video, subscribing, all of it matters. But yeah, when I was talking about YouTube, dude, can you believe they actually put ads that they'll put ads when they say, oh no, this isn't ad suitable. And then they'll still put ads, but I don't get anything from it. I'm like, they are so warped and corrupt. Like no business could run like this. They get away with shit that no other business. Ugh. Anyway, so you are my everything. Okay, here we go. You ready? Real, raw reaction. Ren. Suicide. Starting now. Very cool looking.
Falling through the cracks of the night sky. A light goes out on the other side. Suicide. Treading on the
I'm loving this animation. Super cool. Like really cool.
Tracks in the nighttime. It never really felt like the
Talk about AI. There's all this AI stuff going on.
right time. Suicide. I'm so fucking lonely beneath this. Narcissistic, can't keep a secret. Miscount sheep, I can't sleep, a misfit. Some say trouble, but some say sadistic. Bruise is my brother, one time or the other. My skin felt counterfeit, silicone rubber. Bruise is my sister, skin pop the blister. Dig deep, resist the feeling when it hits you.
Yes, resist the feeling when it hits you. I'm loving the tune. Really liking this beat. Did not expect this beat at all. I thought, just by the name of it, Suicide, right? It's like, it's going to be heavy. It's going to be, there is dark, right? You can see in the colors, there's dark, this fogginess, like in this scene right here. But, wow, it's like multi-dimensional.
Falling through the cracks of the night sky. A light goes out on the other side. Suicide. Treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide.
And I really love this guy's voice. I really do.
Sick boy, looking like a tech boy. I feel like it's not me, it's the world that's sick.
I'm so fucking washed up and seasick. Masochistic kid with a split lip. 6 feet deep, I can't eat, I'm nervous. Won't stay down cause my body purges. Useless my mother, can't keep in my supper. Skin so pale cause my cheeks leak color.
Oh my God. Talk about like being vulnerable and putting it all out there. Wow.
Truth is my father, you choose your karma. Draw
Truth is my father. Boom. Wait, gotta rewind that one. Oh.
so pale cause my cheeks leak color. Truth is my father, you choose your karma. Draw for the sword, then drive through the armor. Oh, I, oh, I, oh, I. Falling through the cracks of the night sky. A light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Oh, I, oh, I, oh, I. Treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide.
Never quite felt like the right time. It takes a lot of courage. There's an old Spanish saying that says that the bravest step of a coward is suicide. I don't know if that translates. Just bear with me.
Never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide.
It's hard to take off from the ground when your wings are cut. Your stomach burns when you're drinking from an empty cup. You know, the entire ocean came from my tear ducts. I see the world through Fibonacci sequences and double Dutch. I guess there's some that's born lucky, there's some that's not. I tried to cut away my bitterness, hatchet job. I locked my youth inside a trunk, inside a pickup truck, then dumped the whole thing over that same bridge the night you jumped. I think about that sometimes, vividly. What it felt like to look down and see tranquility. One sudden movement in a world of possibility. Only one movement to expose our fragility.
I've been there. I've been there.
I fucking miss you, and I miss myself. I miss thinking we were indestructible as well. I miss chilling by the pier cave and kicking back with Callum, Hugo, Sager, Justin, Stevie and the fucking lads. I miss missing that. I numb myself to close the gap. I never even call them up. The distance is my plaster cast. The truth is to the day you jumped, my childhood jumped too. But I still can't find that anger. All I find is missing you, man, I miss you. With all my rhymes, I picture running 5 minutes quicker, I'm right on time. I picture pulling you
Chills. Fuck. I'm getting choked up in chills.
back over the edge.
Jesus. Wow. Oh. Killing me, Ren.
Rhymes, I picture running 5 minutes quicker, I'm right on time. I picture pulling you back over the edge and then we're crying and holding you, my brother, and telling you that it's fine. Not the way that it works, cause I was late like a jerk. There's not a day where I could find a way to break from the hurt.
Oh
Your body
my.
missing,
This really happened to him?
so we never got to wave to the hers. I hope you're listening, I love you, man, I miss you absurd. Fuck.
Oh. 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 Man, I didn't want to go there. The level of chills I'm getting, and I don't know why it's just in my today for this song, right leg, but it's like the goosebumps I have on my leg are so heightened that it actually felt like needles. Okay? That's on a physiological level. I am now shaking. I don't know if you can see. I'm shaking. Okay? Don't know why. I'm shaking. And, oh, man. Sometimes you just don't want to remember the past. And if you're like me, when I remember really traumatic things in my life. I mean, I don't just tell the story. I vividly remember it, see it, feel it, and it's so fascinating, right? How the brain is so powerful that you can go right back. So when I was contemplating suicide many years ago, see, I'm shaking. It's, oh my God. Because when you're in that dark place, I mean, I used to describe it as looking through a peephole. Like I was looking at the world and I wanted to see light and I wanted to feel better and I wanted to think differently and I wanted to get out of where I was at. And the whole world looked like I was looking through a peephole. And it was just like, it became a reality. And I didn't think you can get out of that. Like once it hits you, that's it. You're in the dark and you're never going to get out. I mean, the way depression can alter, like I was this Polly Sunshine girl. People would always say, you're always so happy. And then on a flip of a switch, a series of events happened. It was more than I can bear. But I still cannot believe that I was in that moment, that the only reason I'm still here is because I didn't have the courage to do it. I've tried like self-harm, like drinking to the point that I'm going to walk out and stand in front of a truck. That was to me the easiest way. And I would do that, but the cars and the trucks would swerve. And in the end, I was getting so tired of being in that state and not, I guess, having the courage to do what it takes. And in that moment, I saw life flashing before me. I saw my funeral. And I saw everybody come. And I was like, yeah, oh yeah, now you miss me. Now that I'm gone, now you care. But then the next day, everybody moved on. This was his vision. And within that vision, which I think was spirit, I had a flicker in my stomach that said, you're going to die one day, honey, but not like this. Not today. You're going to die, but you're going to die trying. So I got back up. And it's been over 20 years. Oh, man. You see, you'll never forget. Fuck. Sorry. Okay. All right. Whew. Can I handle playing this from the top without interruption? And just enjoying the music. How about that? I'm going to do it. All right. I'll do my best.
Falling through the cracks of the night sky. A light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide. I'm so fucking lonely beneath this. Narcissistic, can't keep a secret. Miscount sheep, I can't sleep, a misfit. Some say trouble, but some say sadistic. Bruises my brother, one time or the other. My skin felt counterfeit, silicone rubber. Bruises my sister, skin pop the blister. Dig deep, resist the feeling when it hits you. Falling through the cracks of the night sky. A light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide. treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide.
Sick boy, looking like a tech boy. I feel like it's not me, it's the world that's sick.
I'm so fucking washed up and seasick. Masochistic kid with a split lip. 6 feet deep, I can't eat, I'm nervous. Won't stay down cause my body purges. Useless my mother, can't keep in my supper. Skin so pale cause my cheeks leak colour. Truth is my father, you choose your karma. Draw forth the sword, then drive through the armour. Oh, I, falling through the cracks of the night sky. A light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Oh, I, treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide.
It's hard to take off from the ground when your wings are cut. Your stomach burns when you're drinking from an empty cup. You know the entire ocean came from my tear ducts. I see the world through Fibonacci sequences and double dutch. I guess there's some that's born lucky, there's some that's not. I tried to cut away my bitterness, hatchet job. I locked my youth inside a trunk, inside a pickup truck, then dumped the whole thing over that same bridge the night you jumped. I think about that sometimes, vividly. What it felt like to look down and see tranquility. One sudden movement in a world of possibility. Only one movement to expose our fragility. I fucking miss you, and I miss myself. I miss thinking we were indestructible as well. I miss chilling by the pier cave and kicking back with Callum, Hugo, Sega, Justin, Stevie and the fucking lads. I miss missing that. I numb myself to close the gap. I never even call them up. The distance is my plaster cast. The truth is to the day you jumped, my childhood jumped too. But I still can't find that anger. All I find is missing you, man, I miss you. With all my rhymes, I picture running 5 minutes quicker, I'm right on time. I picture pulling you back over the edge and then we're crying and holding you, my brother, and telling you that it's fine. Not the way that it works, cause I was late like a jerk. There's not a day where I can find a way to break from the hurt. Your body missing, so we never got to wave to the hers. I hope you're listening, I love you, man, I miss you absurd. Fuck.
Much love, Ren. Much love. Well, I guess that's the story, huh? I guess that's what really happened to him. That's what he's feeling. Wow. I do think that was beautiful. I think that was incredible. I love the music. I love the video. I enjoyed it very much. I think it's a masterpiece, and it's... And I hope it does help. Not just those who go through it or they're going through it right now. Hopes it helps those who are affected by people that are going through this. So many more people now than ever, especially our youth. I mean, I know he had Lyme's disease, and that's, most of what really is in so many of his songs, or at least the ones I've done so far. Everything happens for a reason. I believe that. And I'm glad you're here, Ren. I'm glad you didn't give up. You're not going to give up. I know from what I'm getting, I could be wrong, but it's not just about him, right? It's about his, I guess, a friend, is it? Or is it somebody in his family? I don't know. I'm going to have to research this, but it was beautiful. And I think it was positive, no matter how hard it was. I think it was positive. And that's all I can say for now. Hey, Nisho. Thank you for joining us. Hey, fire, huh? Really? Okay. Sometimes an emoji, you know how I feel about emojis. They can say 1,000 words. Oh, that's what it was. Sarita Shamir, his best friend Joe, may he rest in peace, ran literally minutes too late to stop him from doing it. So it is based on a true story. Thank you. And didn't he have another song? The one I did? The other one that I did the reaction to, which was the remember there was like two stories in one, or like, and they were all, it was one video and it was back to back. Jenny and stuff. Oh, forgive me if I not remember all the names, but overall, did you guys enjoy that? Did you like it? Did you guys already see this? Let me know in the comments. But yeah. Well, Sarita Shamir, great to see you over on Rumble. What's up? How you guys doing? What did I miss? Hey, welcome. Welcome. I already had said welcome to the Rational RVA. Mike Connor's music. I responded to you. Good point. Sarita Shamir, great to see you over here. No, Mike, I really appreciate it. Mike Connor's music. I did hear you. I meant no offense. I was just curious. No, yeah, and you wrote it very eloquently. Mike Connor's music wrote on when I was talking about Crowder. Just curious. Steven has 1,349,705 right or more followers on Rumble than you. Why would you tear him down if you're trying to grow your channel? That's a great freaking question, and I'm glad that you're for your curiosity, Mike. That's the thing, that I am not a hypocrite. So I know so many things that I've been doing. I don't know how long you've been following me, Mike, or if you just found me today, but I've been getting videos taken down. Like I'm not growing at all like I should, because I don't follow anything. I'm just being me. And I'm hoping to inspire people to be honest and be authentic, right? Because everyone's like, be yourself, but then they don't really want you to be yourself, right? And then also when you create this character, then people have the expectation. And I've been through this. And, people expect you to like be Polly Sunshine all the time. And then when you're not, they're like, what's wrong with you? And it's like, yo, I'm human. I mean, like, did you really think that even the most positive person on earth doesn't have a bad day or screams or yells and all that shit? So that's what I'm passionate about. That, yeah, I'm going to fuck up, but I'm honest. I'm authentic. This is not an act. This is the most, because it's one-sided, right? It's one camera looking at me and I can't. This is why I do invite people to join me in my lives, and I post the links in the comments so you guys call in. And I'm going to be doing that in the next live stream for sure on Wednesday. So Mike, I would love to have you and we can really get into it, because it's going to be helpful for people to really hear real conversations where this is not an act. It's the Olga S. Pérez show because yes, it's entertainment, right? But my goal is to be as natural and as authentic as I am if you were sitting in my living room, okay? Or if we were out in a bar sitting together or having a coffee. You know what I'm saying? And so, it's not about having people like me. It's if you can connect with honest, real people with all their flaws. I think there's just so much fake out there and fucking with AI on top of it, right? So in a world of so much fake, that's really my goal. And so, yeah, I'm not popular on the algorithm, but I do believe that the truth will win and prevail. And you know what? It's not about quantity. It's about quality. And you know what? I've also figured, hey, what if I attract a bunch of haters? Especially because of the way sometimes when I talk to men that I'm actually supporting them, but then I'm like, yo, tough love, baby. Here it is, Yeah. So that's awesome, dude. I really appreciate that comment. And then what a gentleman. Look at you. I did hear you. I meant no offense. See, and I don't mean gentleman because I'm a woman and you're a man, apparently, right? Because you could be catfishing, right? You could be fake, right? But I mean that I love your energy. I appreciate that. Yeah. No, dude, that's what I need. Real people. Don't hold back. Yeah, if you're not nasty, you got my attention. When you're nasty, it's like, come on. Like, no need for that. Oh, he said, I'm not interested in the link. It's a hobby thing for me. Okay. But yeah, I'm for it. Hey, crazy one, Candace. What's the name of this artist? His name was Ren. Anyway, I invite you to rewind and watch it all over again. Hey, Frank 304. Hot blonde. Really? Well, thank you. If you really want to see, talk about natural. I did for a few months. I did a coffee with Olga, or coffee talk with Olga. You should be able to find some of those videos if you really want to see the real raw, where I don't have any makeup and didn't comb my hair and none of that shit, because I got nothing to hide. But I want to represent when I show up, so I appreciate that you say that, because it's just you could put something together, right? And like cook something wonderful and just slop it in a bowl and you eat it and it's like, whoa, that tastes so good. But the presence, the presentation is like, what's this? It looks like slop, right? But then you take a bite, you're like, wow, that was amazing. So that's the thing. I'm doing the presentation so that to highlight and heighten is the word, heighten your audio and visual experience. Much of, hey, Buzzacino, how you doing? Oh, here's a song I wrote. Ooh, hey. Well, look, I'm going to say, I just opened that link. I'm going to save this link. I'm going to get to it next time or soon. I'll definitely share it. We'll talk, guys. It's a wrap for today. I love you. Much love. As if no one's told you, I love you. That's a fact. I mean, you're my fellow humans. You're my brothers and sisters, So, ooh, this was loaded today. Loaded for this little girl over here. I'm little, but I'm tough. Okay, don't worry about me. I'm okay. But I gotta go. Much love. Many blessings. And I'll talk to you soon.